none at the moment. I will pass it on to Libby.
Thank you. My intentions are to, follow this first review and see how we go. I'm curious about this meeting. And my distractions is that every time I start a call, this machine in the construction beside me starts at the same time. So we're having like a non-spoken fight here. But other than that, I'm present. And to Jake.
Hi everyone. Let's retrospect. Distractions. Well, it's not so bad. Zola's doing school at her mom's. Zayden's destroying something downstairs. I don't know what's going on there. Other than that, it's okay. I mean, I did just get horrible news from Cash App that they don't like cross-border payments. Like they're not here. And even though I was sending people money in the States, they shut me down. And now I'm like, what? Because PayPal won't let me use PayPal anymore either after everything else. So I'm like, I really wish adoption was here. What madness. Okay. God forbid you can't make an extra penny on the currency conversion for a freaking cross-border payment. You know, thank you, Jack. You can go to hell right now. But anyways, I'm going to pass it over to Zap.
Thank you, Jake. The intention for the call is see how the Retrospective works and see what we can learn and do here. And distraction, not at all. And Sam was telling he's doing the gravitons, so if we need him for any moment, he would glad to join. And I'll pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Septimus. Sorry for being late. I completely forgot. My intention is to go over the first retrospective, see how we're doing, try to improve, help other members wherever I can, and get ready for tomorrow new sprint. I don't know who's missing, so I'll pass it to Tam and you can moderate.
Take it, Chris.
I'll take it. And then Metaverde has to go too. I think that's it. I'm excited for this call. I'm a little distracted because I'm talking to Wesley about some of the bugs that are in his token log. But other than that, sending some screenshots, this will be over. As far as intentions, I'm very excited to hear what we can improve. It's the first sprint. There's always things that we can do better. We're taking a model that was made for one group of people and applying it here. It's not going to fit, so let's make it better. But there are probably also a lot of things that went really well, and I'm excited to talk about those as well, not just complain. Although that'll be a major part of it too. I will pass it to Metaverde.
Hey, my distractions are really super low because folding laundry helps me focus, and I got really excellent workout last night. The gyms are open, and I got in 2 martial arts classes, so I'm appropriately tired. And my attention is on listening and following the workflow and getting a feel about how you run your sprints and about how I'm going to integrate with this. And that's kind of it. Thank you. And I think I was the last one, so back to the meeting.
Terrific. Okay, so if you're not in the document, I'm just going to share the screen so everyone can see it. And essentially, there are 3 key meetings in Scrum. So I'm doing this just for the benefit of anyone who's not already gone through the experience of working with a Scrum framework. Essentially, it's the together and to have mutual accountability of our commitments for the next 2 weeks. And then it's the retrospective, where we talk, or the review, where we present our work. And for us at the TEC, our review is really the community sync that we are going to have later tonight. So that's our review meeting where we show the work that we've done over the sprint. And then this retrospective is really geared towards improving our process. So the Scrum framework is super lightweight, and it's designed to be completely adaptable to the team, to the circumstances, to the context, to the time of year, to whatever we need. So every 2 weeks, we look at what went well about our process, and we looked at what could go better. And then from the what could go better category, we brainstorm some action items, and we select the 1 or 2 most important ones, and we test them out, and we see if it actually does improve our process. So it's under the Agile planning framework, and it's a way to stay super agile and continuously improve our process. So what I would say is, if everyone can right now open up Zen Hub and have a look at this milestone, and just have a look at where you are. Check in with yourself. We don't need to do this for everyone. We're not going to go around and do this for everyone. I think we'll do a closeout session at the beginning of our sprint planning tomorrow, just because our schedule's a little tight today to do the retrospective in 1 hour. So I'm going to give everyone like 2 or 3 minutes just to think about, like, you know, what you committed to 2 weeks ago, and how's that going? You know, were you able to focus on the things that you've committed to? Did things get in the way? Think about, you know, if some things didn't get completed, just know why, so that we can sort of, when we're doing our brainstorming session on what could we do better, we could think about how we could improve this process. I'm just going to leave you for 2 minutes on mute to do this. Oh, while you're doing that, can you also click on this link, the retrospective board, just to make sure everyone has access to it? I think I opened it so everyone should be able to go in who uses this link, but I'm not 100% sure.
Where do we find that document?
It is in the calendar. If you go to the calendar in the notes section, it's also in the, that's usually the best place to find it, but it's also in the Telegram stewards group.
Thank you, Tam.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for being late.
Welcome on, Carlos. Okay, our reflection time is over. Normally we would close our board before we do these the retrospective. So I didn't want to jump in without giving everyone a chance to look at where you are. So if everyone can confirm, or in anyone say if they are having problems getting to this Miro board. Okay, excellent. So we'll jump here. And basically, the instructions are just on the side. Oh, sorry. The timing is a little different now. We're going to do this, I think, well, we'll see. We'll see if we can do it with a little shorter timing, since we have 45 minutes to the rest of this meeting. So what we'll do now is we'll spend about 4 minutes. And if everyone can just grab a Post-it note, the green Post-it note, and say what you think went well about this sprint. Like, what are the things that you'd say we should keep doing? What are the things that you feel we did strong? It can be, you know, there was, from yesterday's meeting, we have, oh, sorry, that's actually for what we could do better. So feel free to take 4 minutes and write down what you think we actually did well, what we could, what we definitely want to congratulate ourselves for and keep doing. and I will let you know when 3 minutes has passed and we have 1 extra minute.
Tam, are you asking what I think went well as individuals or as we all did in the TEC?
I mean, however it comes to you, you can lay it out there. You can say what you think you did well, what the team did well, what Carlos did well, what was good about the process, what you liked about the process, anything that comes to your mind. Okay, we have about 1 minute left. All right, 10 seconds left, and then we will take some time and read them together. So we have, let's start at the top. Okay, so these are the things that went well. So keep communication in between the onboarding group, manage to create active actions towards onboarding and getting to know people through Hatcher Onboard. Yeah, we did that well. Maturity in the progress. Having a sprint planning helps a lot. I didn't write that, but whoever did. Yeah. General high vibes on the project. Yeah, really, so true. Having a deadline was so useful. It helped me justify to people why I needed this done ASAP. Excellent. In a coordinating role, a lot of things are dependent on other people. Okay. 50 finally started. Yay. Collaboration has great flow. New people join the community. The forum is more active, caring for the well-being of members. Prioritization helps focus so much. It feels like we are so close to being ready to hatch. Gravity training is starting. Yeah, exciting. Yeah, the sprint, our organization improved a lot. We spread our dash, excited to watch the progress. GitHub notifications are awesome. Onboarding is moving fast and with a pulse. Taking ownership of GitHub issues. I'm happy with turnout for work sessions to finish up tasks. Soft govs in terms of service, TSC params and its progress. Legal getting wrapped up, creation of Gravitron, and all we're waiting on is the C-Stack DApp, and we're moving right along. I feel working sessions can really help. Excellent. And I threw some down here because I thought we were going to spread them over the board, but I love this, that they're all so neatly placed. Using mentions in comments on GitHub issues, I think we've done extremely, extremely well with that. Coordinate better with other groups, manage better with ZenHub, getting used to the tool, getting used to add info to the issues. This is, I don't know who wrote this. Is this something that's going well? We're coordinating better with other groups and managing better with ZenHub? Cool, excellent. All right, is there anyone that wants to comment? I don't know if we're gonna have time to go around for everybody, but would one or two people be interested in just commenting on how well we did this sprint or the things that we've mentioned here? Well, I will then. Excellent. I think everyone is doing really, really excellent, and we are getting closer. And it's nice to see. It's nice to see that, and I think it becomes very clear as we package together bodies of work in sprints, and we can just see the execution sprint by sprint. All right, now we go to the section where we say, "Hey, here are some things where we say."
Can I also say something? I just wanted to say that it was so nice to have, like, this, at least for me with the common stack, we're kind of doing alternated weeks. So it's like I have a deadline 1 week for the common stack sprint to get everything done. And there's a few other sprints, unfortunately, that I have this same thing, but it's nice to have that in 1 week, and then the token engineering commons deadline. And it's like, okay, now I need to focus, get these things out for the token engineering commons. Get it, deadline. Oh, yeah, okay. And then success, and we can revel in the success in the call today. So I don't know. I really like this organizational strategy. Thanks, Tim.
Cool. You're welcome. All right, what can we do better? Now's the time to think about, like, if we've experienced the first sprint, like, what do we want to do next time? Like, what can we do better? What do we think we can, where can we improve? We can always improve. Where can we improve? And I will do another, I think 5 minutes for this. So I'll let you know when 4 minutes has passed. Okay. Do people feel like they need 1 more minute? Thumbs up if yes, otherwise we can start now. Does anyone want 1 more minute? Okay, no thumbs up. Okay, cool. All right, so the next steps, just to explain how we're going to approach this, is to read all of the things that we could do better, and then to start to group them into themes. After we group them into themes, we are going to select by voting with the green stars which ones are most important. Everyone should take 2 stars and vote with their 2 stars. But let's first read through them and group them together. What's happening? Okay, so. All right, so let's see. All right, so our task distributions. Some people seem overloaded. Being conscious of speech time and of the call time, of speech time and a call time. Yeah, I think so. Meeting length only sometimes. Keeping the focus on the topics of the meeting. Synthesizing information after discussion happens in calls. Engage new contributors to collaborate. People want to do things they don't know how to help. Okay. Adding new people to the contributor sheets. I just need to, in a coordinating role, a lot of things are people, hard to predict sometimes what will get done. Need to tell the other people right after sprint planning about the issues I need them for. Some groups are trying too much. Garden Swarm is on a different pace. It's okay, but it would be nice if we shared sprints. Closing old GitHub issues. GitHub board more often. New process or terms shouldn't be considered self-explanatory. So it would be nice if when new people come or new concepts are brought to the table, to have them describe with clarity and sync. I'm going to read them all, and then I think I might ask for a little more clarification on a few of them. We need to focus we need more focus on our group calls so we can clearly specify them. I feel sometimes we spend too much time explaining misunderstandings or definitions and not getting to the heart of the problem. Meeting agenda protocol could be held tighter. Feedback that we will benefit from a temperature check of the community during our weekly sync calls. Okay, excellent. Whoever is doing all the grouping, thank you so much for doing that. There's a few that I wanted to dig into deeper. Okay. Can I ask if any? Can I ask someone to explain this one? New process or terms shouldn't be considered self-explanatory. So when new people come or new concepts are brought to the table, to have them described with clarity and sync. Does someone want to speak a little more on that?
Yeah. I will explain that because I'm the one who wrote that. Basically, sometimes I see concepts and stuff brought to the table, and some terms and some concepts are not self-explanatory. Like if I say one hive over and over and over, sometimes doesn't mean that everyone in the meeting understand what that implies or how it refers. It doesn't mean that you need to explain everything every time, but it's just to assure that everyone is on the same page, at least if it matters for that concept or for the thing that is brought up, that everyone understands what it implies. Because sometimes I feel everyone doesn't say anything, but when we end up the call, we're finding out that not everyone got caught up on that, and not everyone understood everything clearly what was intended for. So yeah, it's about that. This is clarity.
I get it. Okay, so just being cognizant of the participants in the meeting.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So does this look like good groupings? So distributions, overloading, coordinating, sort of community and contributors, engaging new contributors. Yeah. This is really around the protocol, which we have a great protocol from Juan Carlos for the like a guideline from Gravity Group for running meetings or for having meetings. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of us. If everyone wants to grab a star and vote on what you think are the 2 most important of these. Oh, I'm just in the middle. I really think. We might need to move these groups around. So the pink stars are not used yet. Sorry if that wasn't clear. We're just taking the green stars for, well, what we could do better. And then the pink ones we'll use for actions to improve. If it's not the end of the world if you started using it. I guess it's only important to use 2, to only vote for 2 things.
You don't need to steal the whole box, just the stars.
Yeah, let me lock it down actually so it doesn't move anymore. There you go. It won't move anymore. All right. Okay. Okay. So it looks like everyone might be done. So let's sort of zoom in. All right. So being conscious of speech time and the time call, keeping focus on the topics of the meeting length, agenda, protocol could be held tighter, and we need to focus more on group calls so we can clearly specify what we want to achieve with them. Okay, great. So it looks like this cluster and this cluster here are the winner, or the top 2. The winners, the top 2, is adding people to the contributor list, really engaging the contributors who want to do stuff and don't know how to start, don't know how to help. And task distribution, people seem overloaded. Some groups are trying to do too much, and in coordinating role, a lot of things are dependent. Okay, so why don't we take and in actions to improve, we're going to do the same process. We're going to take 5 minutes and we're going to think about how we can address those 3 issues. What can we do to change? What can we try? Something that we can that's actionable, that we can start tomorrow with our sprint planning and continue for the next 2 weeks. And then at the end, we will vote. Everyone will get 2 stars to vote on which ones we actually implement, which 1 or 2 we implement. So I will set a timer for.
What are the 3 issues?
Yeah. So very good, actually. So the first cluster of issues is around helping contributors be able to contribute. So adding new people to the contributor sheet, engaging new contributors. People want to do things, but they don't know how to help. So quite succinctly, how can we empower contributors or better, I guess, onboard them, new people? And how can we help them find their way into an action that they can take in the community? And then the second one is distributions. Some people seem overloaded. Some groups are trying to do too much. And in coordinating, lots of things are dependent on other people, hard to predict, to get some things done sometimes. So this one, I guess, is really like, how do we better balance what we're taking on and maybe better balance the amount of workloads in particular groups? Or your group, if one of you wrote this and is flagging that. And the third one is around our calls and sort of it seems like respecting focus, respecting the time. My action item here would be to follow the Gravity's protocol, TEC protocol call guide. Maybe that's something that we should revisit in the beginning of each meeting, just to remind ourselves. So that's potentially one of the action items. Does anyone else have any questions or want to just add a comment to any of these? All right. I'll let you know there's 1 minute left. So 4 minutes is starting now. All right, cool. So are we good? Would anyone else like 1 minute more? No? Okay. All right. All right. So nudge people to check calendar links and prepare for meetings. So we are trying that. We are trying that now with Ivy sending reminders for agendas and nudges for calendars, but maybe there's something more we can do. Need to tell the other people right after sprint planning about the issues I need for them. Follow the agenda. Okay. Does anybody want to help sort of group these into the 3 sections? So I think nudge people this is sort of like not taking on too much more. Follow the agenda is the agenda one. Caring for the well-being of people. Okay. Go to less meetings. That's overload. So maybe we do meeting protocol. It will be here. And this one will be members or community. We call it community. Thanks for changing the color. And this one can be load, workload, just load. Okay, cool. So maybe we'll spend a moment just organizing, and then pretty pink color. Someone, okay. So community. This happened. Okay, I don't know that this happens, but when new people come from other DAOs, for example, I am in marketing at OneHive, but I really want to build things. Okay. Practice certain community building rituals more often. Oh, Juan, I can't move your for some reason your thing is stuck. Oh, here, sorry. Practice certain community building rituals more often. Icebreakers. Having a moment during each call for people to pick issues. Okay. And be sort of protocol. Onboarding calls. I have an issue or it will prioritize. Okay, community. Have a hand holder guide for new BC docs were overwhelming and took me a month to get at all savvy. And it's going to be community, or is that load? That's community. We could have something similar from transparency audit, but for calls quality, shared only with the call moderator and between stewards so no one feels exposed. Let's practice call moderation, tag team, and call and check out the awesome Carlos. I'm sorry. Let's practice call moderation, tag team, and calls and check out on Carlos's awesome meeting protocol. All right, we have a lot of great ideas here. Have more organization for set problems so we know what we can look for and new people wanting to contribute. Single point of contact to focus on ensuring new contributors have paths, issues, good first issues in the board, personal reach, tracking new members. Sprint planning refinement, keep an eye on overloading. And call to mind gravity TE salt call protocol guide at the start and calls in a simple way, link to the full document. All right. So we have a lot here. Our goal is going to be to find maybe two of these that are the most impactful to our doing better in our next sprint. So here's where I'm going to ask everyone in our last 12 minutes to express what they think will be the 1 or 2 most important, and then we'll vote for them. So if I go first, Actually, hold on one second, because we have too many individual ones in each of these. Okay, so can I ask, can we vote on which of these three we focus on for the next sprint? So if you'll take the pink stars, just vote for one section, and then we'll pick one or two from that section. So do we want to focus on meeting protocol, on community, or on overloading? Sorry, one star, not two.
I have a question. How do you vote in this?
Thank you, Anne. We're voting with stars, moving stars on the page.
Mm-hmm. I get it. Thank
you. All right. Okay. All right. So, seems like we have a very large cluster on meeting protocol. I certainly agree. So, of these, okay. All right. So, of these, go to less meetings. Share those tasks we need help with when getting overloaded. Need to tell the other people right after sprint planning the issues I need help for. If someone feels overloaded, should ask for help. Nudge people to check calendar links and prepare meetings. Follow the agenda and the amount of time for each topic. It's not needed to follow 100%, but doing it will take it more into consideration. We could have something similar from transparency, audit, but for call quality shared. Having a moment during each call for people to pick issues. Let's practice call moderation, tag team. So that's the moderator and the facilitator from the TEC call protocol. Give more visibility to all things groups do and need help with. Call to mind the gravity start of calls. Okay. This is all very good. So which ones will we actually be able to do? I'd like to hear from the other stewards in the call. So I will pass it around, and please do share your thoughts. Juan Carlos, can I start with you?
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, okay.
Yes.
Well, I think that all of them are really important, but I was thinking in the one that I wrote and is about community. And I think that this is something that I can like start doing, and is to practice certain community building rituals more often. Maybe to make icebreakers for people to know each other, like informally, but that is a very good community building exercise. And the other idea is to have transition lounge. And this that sometimes we have too much calls in a row, and we are in this hurry for going from call to another. So it would be nice to have like a 5-minute transition launch between long sessions to like ease the body, to like ease the mind, have some breathing exercises or some like warm up, so that we can have like these active pauses that helps us to manage our attention and our and our disposing to the different meetings.
Okay. Do you want to pass it?
Of course, I will pass it to
To who? I think you cut right when you.
To you, Libby. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Is it? Should we share the ones we thought were a good idea? Is that it? Yeah, I think on the meeting protocol, it's having more of a structure. That maybe we can. I like practicing moderation and following some guidelines, and maybe sharing the agenda with a little bit in advance. And then in community, I think it'd be really cool if we could have like a hack session together to make issues that would be focused to contributors, like someone that is joining, that it's in the first week and they want to do something, like that we had a list on GitHub that were labeled for contributors, and then those were very easy to be onboarded to. And then maybe we could create like a couple from each working group and have them. It's easy to like give something to people when they feel like doing something. And then I added the onboarding calls that it was already in my sprint. So I will prioritize this. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to comment on. And I pass
Okay, do you want
to
to pass?
Excuse me, guys, but you're breaking up a lot. You should try to log in and out of Discord. That sometimes works. Sorry for interrupting, by the way.
Thanks, Kewan. Septimus, did you hear that Livy passed you?
Oh, I didn't hear. It was good. Sorry. Yeah, for me, like the thing we could improve, but it's depend on each one. But when someone feels very overload, I think they should be like saying, and for example, people like me, I have a lot of time and I'm glad to help. And yeah, I mean, of course, not everyone can do all the tasks, but just communicate better when you feel overload and ask for help. I think that's nice. And I'll pass it to Griff.
Cool. So I really like. I'm surprised I didn't write this, but having a moment during each call for issues, and it's not. I really like this issue, and I think it goes well with what Livia said, where we need to probably first focus on making sure there are some issues that are contributors in our group, but it's a really nice practice, and it's not about leaving the space open, like who wants to pick issues. Hell fucking no, never do that. Please just like, hey, we're gonna do a round and see who's working on issues in this, and if you want to work on an issue, let's pick one, and then go and put everyone on the spot, and encourage them to say no if they don't want an issue, but everyone has to have their moment to do that. And the other one that I really liked was the meeting protocol that one made. We keep getting derailed in our calls, and I feel like most of our calls could be half an hour, honestly, if we just like actually stick to the agenda and then try to end early. And I will pass it to Craig if your internet's working.
Oh, yeah, Craig, and I think you're going to be the last one to go.
I want to say
we're at 2 minutes to the hour, but please go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Gosh, as you may have noticed, I've been hopping in and out. I missed all kinds of stuff. And I'm not looking at the mirror board just so that I can listen to you guys. I'm doing my best to listen. Yeah. I don't really have anything useful to add. I just don't know exactly what's happening. So, sorry. Thanks.
Yeah, if you're not looking at the mirror board, it's going to be hard. But I'm glad you're here and you're listening. That's cool. And when you have a chance, check out in the calendar entry is the agenda, and in the agenda is the mirror board, and you can see everything that we were talking about during this retrospective. And I'm sorry, we are out of time. Normally, these can take a little while, but I'm glad that everyone had a chance to do this retrospective. I think that we can also improve the retrospective, so that's an action item that I'll take for myself. And I think what came out of this is definitely. Let's figure out how to encourage the meetings to be more focused and using the protocol from Gravity. I think that's a really good one too. And maybe that one will sort of solve this one. If we could end meetings a few moments early, that'll give a break between the back-to-back-to-back that we're feeling. The one that Livia prioritizing onboarding calls, and then practice community building rituals, I think are two nice action items that we can implement this next sprint. So, I mean, if someone feels overloaded, should ask for help. I feel like that's a given. That's always a given. So we should encourage to modify all of these so that we take these actions into account. But I would say these 3 or these 4 we can incorporate sprint. Does that seem reasonable to everybody? Yeah. Okay, we're at the top of the hour. Thanks for coming. I'd love for us to also spend some time in our sync on next Wednesday to share a little feedback about how this retrospective went and maybe how we can do this better too. Hope everyone has a good next meeting.
Thank you, Tam. I think that's awesome.
Thanks, Tim.